Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 2 just aired. If you haven't seen it or you're not caught up to the show or plan on watching it, don't know why you would have clicked this video by the title, but spoiler alert, I am going to be talking about events that happened during the entirety of the show so far, and I am going to mix in a little bit of elements from the books to kind of theorize what I'm trying to talk about here or get across. But I'm going to try to keep the book stuff vague. So, I don't think it'll ruin anything too much in case you'd like to read them. With that said, we just got to see the big reveal that one of our most beloved characters, Jon Snow, is in fact alive. He has been resurrected, as many people predicted. But the point of this video is to clarify, or more or less theorize, whether or not it's the same Jon Snow that we've all come to know and love over the years that we're actually getting back. Or is it going to be a character that's quite different? The majority of fans have their hopes set so high that Jon Snow has returned to the show and he's going to be back and better than ever, probably twice the man he was before, and everyone could be happy that this particular character has not been permanently killed off like so many of our other favorites. But, like I'm trying to say here, I don't think it'll be too wise for everyone to get their hopes up just yet. So first, let's take a look of what we know about Resurrection in the Game of Thrones series on the show. In particular, we have a character, Lord Beric Dondarrion, who we've seen in the earlier seasons. I think briefly definitely in Season 1, then again in Season 3, he was in a few episodes. Now, Lord Beric Dondarrion was sent out on a mission by Ned Stark to take out the Mountain for his crimes against the people in the Riverlands and whatnot. When it finally comes down to it, we see him when he has Arya Stark in the trial by combat against the Hound. At this point, it's told to us that Beric Dondarrion has been resurrected by his Red Priest, Boromir, 6 times. And as you can see by looking at the actual character of Beric Dondarrion, for one, when you come back, none of the physical ailments or wounds that you have sustained in your past lives go away. Nothing heals. I mean, he's not like Superman. He'll get... I shouldn't say healed. His injuries he won't succumb to his injuries. Let's say he had his throat cut, he was impaled by a spear in the eye, or whatnot. He still does not have his eyesight. I mean, he's alive, but he's still missing an eye. He has grotesque wounds and grotesque scars around his neck, and all of his battle wounds are still there. Secondly, he says it himself, that every time he's brought back, another piece of him dies. Where's the quote in my phone? Beric says, every time I come back, I'm a bit less. Pieces get chipped away. When he says this is pertaining to his past life, but more on a mental level than just his physical body and attributes. He's losing part of what made him the person he is, his humanity, so to speak, his memories, I guess his loves, his past life. And each time he's been resurrected, all of which has made him the character he is today, has been degrading. This is the part where I'm going to talk a little bit about the books, but I'm going to try not to be too specific. Let's just say there is another character in the books that goes through a similar resurrection, and this character was dead for quite a while longer than Beric Dondarrion, and even longer than Jon Snow was put out of commission for. This character's resurrection is clearly a show of just how much different the person is when they come back. The character I'm talking about looks basically like a dead person. Probably looks as bad as a white. Doesn't have the same speech as they once had. The physical appearance, like I said, is like almost a dead body. And their thought process and, let's say, whatever emotions and whatever made that character who they were, they're extremely lacking in those emotions and morals and whatever compassion made that person who they were. One thing that is in common between the two people that were previously resurrected is they both seem hell-bent on finishing what they started, or whatever was on their mind, what they were trying to get done at the time of their demise. For example, we can tell that Beric Dondarrion in the show, his goal is to still continue the mission that Ned Stark, being King of the Hand from the Baratheons, had set him forth to do. He wants to accomplish his mission. He wants to stop the terrorizing of the Riverlands. He still has a tremendous amount of disdain for the Clegane family, both the Mountain and the Hound. Even after his trial by combat, he makes it a point to say to the Hound that we will forever be enemies, or you're still a bad guy in my mind, or something like that. George R. R. Martin, in an interview, actually said this quote: "I do think that if you're bringing a character back, that a character has gone through death, that's a transformative experience. Even back in those days of..." I don't want to spoil anything else. He's referring to another famous universe, let's just say. "Even after the days of said person and all that, I love the fact that he died. And although I liked the character in later years, I wasn't so thrilled when he came back because that sort of undid the power of it." Also, building on top of this, he's made some references to the Lord of the Rings novels and a particular character that may have been resurrected in that show, that movie, that trilogy, that book, whatever you want to call it. And in aspects that when a character is killed off and they come back, he wants that to be a severe, transformative, like he said, experience. Transformative being said as in, like, altering, changing. It's not the same person you're getting back. And he doesn't like, he kind of, if you read, when people come back and they're stronger, more powerful, I guess it's kind of a cheap out. He takes it on the death of the character. And actually, people are arguing the same point, I could see in some forums and commentary, about Jon Snow's resurrection. I know it's not a lot, and everyone wanted him back, but, you know, there are some people out there who felt that he should have been left dead. They don't like the whole resurrection idea, but, hey, I'm for it. I think it was done right. They just gave us enough foreshadowing through the books and the shows to have it this big epic comeback, and I love it. But so where do we go from here with Jon Snow? Is he going to be the same character? I really don't think so. For one, I think because of how loved he is by fans, the show will probably represent him, yes, differently than he originally was, but probably it will be more of a severe transformation in the upcoming books. So I am very curious to see where Jon Snow goes. We obviously, from clues or hints, we kind of can get the gist of what's going to be going on in his future or his near future. As I brought up before, these people who are resurrected are usually hell-bent on finishing a particular mission or something they were set on doing. In Jon Snow's case, I don't think he's going to be revived and be 100% for protecting the Wall. As we know, Jon Snow, his entire life at the Wall, as he was an honorable person, respected his vows, always did his duty, but he was haunted by his demons. He loves his family, and honestly, he wanted nothing more than to protect and be the savior of his family. Those were his deep inside, his true intentions, his wants, but he took duty. With Jon Snow now being killed, essentially, he's now free of that oath, free of that duty. So I do think we're going to see a Jon Snow hell-bent on revenge, probably to hopefully retake Winterfell, take out fucking Ramses, and the rest of the Bolton crew and whoever else in the North wants to rise up against him. We all know Jon Snow as being a very compassionate, heartfelt, strategic, and honorable person. When he comes back, people, like I said, they go through a transformation. I feel it's going to be more in the darker sense. I don't think he's going to come back and transform into a more lovable, happy Jon Snow and go down to the cells of Castle Black and hug it out with Alicent Thorne and raise Ollie, and then, I don't know, ride on his horse to the Citadel to become a maester with Sam, and who knows? We don't know. But I'm just trying to say that everyone's got their hopes up right now. We just might see a much darker, drearier side of Jon Snow. Remember, this man has been brought back from death. He was dead. He is the walking dead. He's most likely not going to be what he once was, but I am very curious into seeing the direction that his character is going to go in. If any of you have any particular theories of how Jon Snow is going to play out personality-wise, will he forget who some of his family is, or I don't know. Is he going to stay and want to stick around at the Wall, do you think? Is he going to lose interest in the White Walkers? Is he going to be all for maybe just going after the White Walkers and maybe want to take his fight north? Who knows? Put that in the comments, but I just thought I'd put this video out there. And on the way out, I just wanted to show one particular character. If you see my computer screen right here, this is Sir Arthur Dayne. Hoping we're going to see him in an upcoming scene. He's just a character from before the show, but I just wanted to point out how he wields this one really awesome sword called Dawn, and it is made from a fallen star, and it glows white, and it's this man's signature sword. And some of the people who've read the books and stuff, in particular, will know what I'm getting at when I said I really can't wait to see this character portrayed with this legendary sword that gives him the name the Sword of Morning. So I'm going to say, some people will get it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like I said, throw your comments below regarding some Jon Snow theories. If you have any questions or want me to do any theory videos, I am pretty knowledgeable on the source material of The Song of Ice and Fire. I suggest you all go out and buy this Take the Black beer that I actually just won in a Game of Thrones trivia contest. Even though I only took second because I didn't know how many people were killed on screen in the Game of Thrones series. If any of you are in trivia, it's 750. Yeah, it's a lot. Anyway, TMAN out. Have a good one.